Welcome to the Jaguar Podcast, a show where we discuss all things related to Duval County's finest NFL football team, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Blue 42, set, what?
Duval, baby! Hey everybody, this is Andrew and welcome to episode 32 of the Jaguar Podcast. In this episode, I'm going to be doing a recap of the game between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Houstan Texans. But before I jump into it, I just want to apologize real quick for the delay between episodes. I was busy with some work stuff and some personal stuff, so apologize for that. But there'll be more episodes coming soon. And just want to give a quick shout out to our veterans. It's Veterans Day weekend. Thank you so much to our veterans, keeping us safe and secure. And, thank you so much for your sacrifice and support so that we can live in this great country. So if you see a veteran or a serviceman, thank them for their service and support. Again, we love you guys. So let's jump into it. The Jaguars lose this game to the Houstan Texans 26-3. This game was played in London. And this was a blowout. I mean, we just got dominated by Houstan. This was a beatdown. Really couldn't do anything offensively in this game. Our red zone woes continue. We're allergic to the red zone. I feel like these past couple games, defense couldn't stop anybody. Jacksonville was just having a hard time stopping Deshaun Watson. He was incredible in this game. Really lit us up in the air. Every time it seems like we were trying to pull him down and sack him, he would get the ball off and just make these incredible plays. So, have to tip my hat off to Deshaun Watson from the Houstan Texans. Was an incredible playmaker in this game. The officiating in this game was terrible. I mean, this was just some of the worst I've ever seen. We've gotten some really bad calls in this game. One of them was an offensive pass interference on DJ Chark. The other one was a helmet-to-helmet call on Calais Campbell. It wasn't even close. I mean, he didn't even hit Deshaun Watson's helmet. I don't know what they were thinking there. When you saw it on the replay, it was just obvious that there was no helmet-to-helmet. So, that was terrible. We had some, bad special teams plays. One was a botched field goal. Logan Cook just couldn't get a hold of the snap. So it was a broken play. That was, 3 additional points that we could have gotten on the board that we didn't get on the board. But, it was just tough overall. Gave up some big running plays. But let's jump in the box score here. Offensively, in the air, Jacksonville Jaguars, Gardner Minshew, 27 for 47, 309 yards passing, 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles. That was not good. Ball security continues to be a problem for Gardner Minshew this season. I think it's something that he's working on. He's a rookie, and I think he'll get better at it over time. But, continues to be a problem for him. On the ground, rushing for Jacksonville, Leonard Fournette, 11 carries for 40 yards, 3.6 yards per carry. And then Gardner Minshew had some nice scrambles and runs, 4 carries for 34 yards. Then in the air, receiving, wide receiver Keelan Cole had a really great game, 5 receptions for 80 yards. Every time I see this guy, I get worried. He turned the ball over a lot last year, especially in the last London game last year against the Philadelphia Eagles. He had a fumble that pretty much cost us the game. But he is playing better. Definitely played better in this game, so have to give him kudos there. Running back Rock Armstead had 5 receptions for 65 yards. The tight end Seth DeVolve, he had 4 receptions for 41 yards. Running back Leonard Fournette, 5 receptions for 32 yards. Wide receiver DJ Chark, he's been pretty much amazing this season, 4 receptions for 32 yards. Chris Conley, 2 receptions for 32 yards. CJ Board made an appearance in this game, 1 big reception for 23 yards, and then tight end Josh Oliver, 1 reception for 4 yards. So, offensively just didn't do much in this game. Couldn't get in the end zone, so it was real frustrating. But on the defensive side, even more frustrating there. We only had 1 sack, Calais Campbell. Just couldn't get pressure on Deshaun Watson. If we did, he was flushed out and was just making incredible plays. We couldn't stop the run, gave up 216 yards rushing to the Houstan Texans. That's terrible. I mean, we just can't be doing that. Carlos Hyde just had a lot of big runs on us. There was one kind of incredible play, I believe it was by Jared Wilson, where he actually stripped the ball out of Carlos Hyde's hands when he was getting into the end zone, so it ended up being a touchback. We got the ball back, but just we didn't do very well defensively. AJ Bouye against DeAndre Hopkins, that was a pretty exciting matchup. I think Bouye did a good job, only held him to I believe it was like 43 yards in one touchdown. So Bouye did a better job. Actually didn't do too bad against DeAndre Hopkins, but this game was bad, man. It was just tough to watch. And I'm hoping that Jacksonville really turns it up against the Colts. That'll be our next game. Nick Foles will be coming back, and I'll be doing another episode about his return. But we really need to step it up. We couldn't score points in this game, and it was just overall really frustrating to watch. But, let me know how you feel about this game. Leave a comment on the YouTube video or podcast episode. Give me a like if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the channel. Leave me some feedback on Apple Podcast or Podbean. That always helps me developing these YouTube videos or podcast episodes. Subscribe to the channel again. Go Jags, and I'll see you next time.
Let me get that. JYD coming up with the big sack. Quarterbacks beware, we on the prowl. Game day night, you could hear it in our growl. Intimidation on to keep their hearts racing. Eating other teams live on TV front of the nation. Spectacular defensive scheme.
This episode is available on the Jaguar Podcast YouTube channel. So if you stop by, make sure to subscribe and give this video a like. Also, these episodes are available on iTunes, Podbean, Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and other major podcast distributors as well. So if you don't mind, please leave me a review and some feedback. I'd really appreciate that. If you'd like to connect with me on social media, my Twitter handle is @JagWarPodcast. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram. This is Andrew signing off. Cheers.